Most people train to look good for summer. We train to outlive our biological clock. Today, we're breaking down the first 4 foundational principles of the DarkSide matrix, starting with the engine that keeps you alive. Number 1, lung capacity. Your cardiorespiratory fitness isn't just about running a faster 5K. It is the single strongest biological buffer you have against dying. Data shows that individuals in the bottom quartile of VO2 max face up to a 400% increase in all-cause mortality risk compared to the elite performers. Think of your lung capacity as your metabolic fuel tank. When it shrinks, your margin for error drops to 0. Build the engine. Number 2, strength. Muscle isn't just for aesthetics. It is an endocrine organ and a literal metabolic sink that clears glucose from your bloodstream. Low muscular strength correlates with a massive surge in vulnerability as you age. Developing absolute and relative strength acts as your armor against systemic decline, protecting you against all-cause mortality and insulating your body from metabolic disease. Number 3, muscle endurance. This is where the rubber meets the road. Max strength tells us what you can do once. Muscle endurance tells us what you are made of. Life doesn't ask for a 1-rep max when you're carrying groceries, rescuing someone from danger, or pushing through the back half of a 12-hour shift. Life is about how long you can be strong for. True resilience lives in the grind between set 1 and failure. Which brings us to number 4, mental tenacity. You can have the lungs of an Olympian and the strength of a power lifter, but when the lactic acid floods your system and your brain screams at you to quit, the body obeys the mind. Mental tenacity is the ultimate health span multiplier because it dictates whether you push through the physical friction or you fold under discomfort. Without it, your potential remains locked. These aren't just metrics, they are survival metrics. Master the first 4 and you change the trajectory of your entire life. Drop a comment below on which of these 4 areas you need to attack hardest this week. Welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody.
I keep forgetting the name of our podcast. Welcome back to the Healthspan Project.
The Healthspan Project podcast.
Well, it's like DarkSide Nutrition, DarkSide Mentality. It's like so much
at
shit.
The Philly
in my
restaurant. And somebody asked me, they're like, "Where do you train?" I was like, "It's called DarkSide." And I was like, "Well, I think it's called Feichung." And I was like, "Well, it's called Philly." And I was like, here's the location. Yeah. So AI's making us dumber. Right?
Yeah.
All this technology makes us dumber.
Right.
We can't have conversations with one another.
So the last 2 episodes, we covered the 10 fitness standards, just how to, like our operating system inside the gym. Tonight, we're going to talk about the 10 fitness principles. That we work on. So the whole operating system, what are we focused on in the gym, right?
Yeah, and I think the best place to start here, especially for somebody who's new and wants to get into working out, is why are there 10? Why? And if you look at this group of them, they're all quite diverse, right? There's not just one thing that we're working on. Why is the diversity so important?
Because we don't live in a vacuum. There's so many different aspects to the human body. They're all important. Let's compare it to the bodybuilder. They go in on Monday, maybe they're hitting arms, biceps and triceps. Mm-hmm. Then they're hitting back, right? And then the next day they're hitting chest. That's not how the body works.
Right.
You know what I mean?
One piece at a time.
Yeah, it's never going to be isolated ever. So what ends up happening is you don't build any durability during that, any resilience during that, or any functional strength during that type of session. And I know because that's where I came from.
That's what you used to do?
That's what I used to do, and it took a pair of 20 kg kettlebells just to whoop my ass and let me know, hey, what I'm doing don't work.
The first one that we work on is lung capacity. And that's an interesting one to start with because I think it's, at least in my experience, it's everybody's sort of worst place. It's
kryptonite.
It's the hardest thing to earn. It's the first
kryptonite.
thing to go. If you take a week off, it's the hard one. So, there's the adage of don't skip leg days and stuff like that. Now, yes, you shouldn't skip leg days. Every day should be a leg day. But to me, every day should be a lung capacity.
Well, it's the perfect example. People avoid working legs.
They avoid working legs.
You can 10x that for lung capacity.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to feel that heat. And I mean, if we take somebody who thinks they're strong, how do we break them the fastest?
Yeah. Have them do lung capacity work. Have them do burpees. Have them do box
just
jumps.
a couple of minutes. Just a couple of minutes into it.
And it just breaks down.
The breakdown and all the strength is gone.
Yeah.
So
how strong are you if your body can't when
that's
you're
what I'm saying. Like,
deprived?
yo, like that's like it's like a video game. Like, hey, how do you beat the final boss? It's like all I got to do is give you 10 box jumps and your strength is gone. Like, come on, like
that's the secret to the game,
right? Like, yeah, that's strong.
How do we induce this? Part of the reason why we're so giggly here is earlier tonight we saw somebody in this sort of they hit their lung capacity and we were pushing them to move beyond it. And he's a hardworking, nice guy. But how do we induce this? How do we test our lung capacity, and then how do we improve it?
There's several ways because it doesn't all translate either. Like I can take a great runner, right, who has really great ability to
in that zone 2, zone 3 space,
just to run very well. But then put that same guy on a rowing machine and annihilate him.
Fall apart in 4 minutes.
I think you can't also be stuck in a vacuum on how you work this, which is why I think like if you're just a runner, you're missing the boat. It's got to be like even barbell cycling.
Yeah,
like that is really bad.
So when we say barbell cycling, for example, you might do 5 deadlifts, 5 hang cleans, 5 front squats, and then 5 push presses, right? And from the outside, people would look at that and they'll say, ooh, it's impressive, you have good range of motion, you have good strength. But really the base of that, if you're doing 5, 5, 5, 5, is your lung capacity.
You got to
breathe. To keep going through that
100%. Complex. So that's the way I look at it. Because I learned very quickly when I was a bodybuilder, I would run a 10K first, and then I would do my weightlifting. And that didn't translate to anything, how different that is than just running a 10K isolated and then doing deadlifts isolated. Yeah. But as soon as you put it together, the fire that it causes is
and
insane.
That's what we're talking about when we use the word intensity, right?
Yeah.
So a 10K run and then your bodybuilding weightlifting is difficult, but it's not going to have that high level of intensity that a 400 meter run weightlifting, 400 meter run weightlifting.
It's not even the same sport. Like it's so different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so incredibly night and day. That's why we have so many different benchmarks. If we're testing VO2, running is one aspect, but it can't just be running. So this is why we have running lung capacity benchmarks, why we have rowing, why we have box jump ones, why we have burpees, why we have calisthenics, where even when we're putting together
gymnastics,
like
range of motion,
air squats, push-ups, and pull-ups, like that is going to attack your lungs too. So your lungs, you need it for everything, which is why it's on the top of the list.
Part of the reason I did a Cindy today was Spider-Man was, I saw an interview with him where he was doing a Cindy.
What's your go-to workout when you're short on time?
I do a CrossFit workout called Cindy. It's 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 squats, as many times as you can in 20 minutes. And it's great. Like, you don't have to think about anything. You just count your rounds. Sometimes if I'm feeling really tired, I'll do 1 round on the minute every minute. So you do 20 rounds. And then if I'm feeling great, I will, just push through and do as many as I can. I think my record is 27 rounds.
As many reps as you can get. Again, it was something like 22
I can smoke
reps.
Tom Holland.
Your lungs are on fire.
But 22 is respectable.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good.
Absolutely.
That's really good.
It's great that you can smoke. Spider-Man, though.
The other reason why it's number 1 on the list is because VO2 max, like we can basically understand your biological age.
VO2 max is the greatest predictor of lifespan. Whether you smoke or don't smoke, whether you have diabetes or don't have diabetes, whether you have end-stage kidney disease or don't, heart disease not, hypertension or not, all of those things play an important role in predicting the length of your life, but not as much as having a very high VO2 max.
Age based on your VO2 numbers. So if you're in the bottom 5th percentile of VO2 max or lung capacity, your all-cause mortality rate is skyrockets. Now, if we can get you from the bottom 5th percentile to the top 90th percentile, it's a 400% increase against all-cause mortality. Yeah. Like there is no medicine in the world that can give that to you. It really is. Yeah. So building that VO2 isn't just it's not like a vain metric.
Yeah, it's not just about smoking Spider-Man.
Right.
It's about
the foundation block.
Yeah, the building block of fitness, of health span.
It's got to be part of it. 100%. It's a huge part of life longevity, quality of life. Like if you lose your ability to breathe, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
So if you're walking up a flight of steps and you're getting winded,
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
right, we got work to do.
Strength, also important. What do you mean when you say the word strength? We've mentioned that we don't do 1 rep maxing here. Why not? What do we mean when we say strength?
I would define it as power to body weight ratio. So like if you weigh 80 kg and you're able to push and pull and clean and deadlift your body weight at volume, that's strong. Especially when you can do it when your lungs are on fire.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would classify it like that. I would classify strength as more like think about the functional farmer, right? Where he's got to carry like hay bale from this side to that side. And it's not just a one-off. Like he's got to do that for like 8 hours. So it really is. Strength to me is also about endurance. Like how strong can you be strong for?
One of the things that I liked about how we measured our sort of success and our performance was weight over time. So there's at least once or twice a year we'll do something where we're doing a bench press workout. And we'll calculate how much weight we're moving in a 10-minute span, 20-minute span, right? And it's just going to be a completely different number. And that's where you're really going to see the difference between what you're talking about, functionally strong people and people that are strong over just a very short period.
Well, it's a good point. Like if we, just like you said, like I don't think a 1 rep max really gives us a story. A 1 rep max tells me, all right, you have very solid bone structure.
If you're at the highest level of overload.
Right.
This is important. Like if because I want to cut in and just say, if you're 1 rep maxing 60 kg on your deadlift, that doesn't mean that you have a strong bone structure. That's not what you're talking about. You're talking about you've got like a really impressive dead number. And people are turning around watching you do this as you do it every time you do it in the gym.
Right, but it's also got to be, right, like it's also impressive when you don't weigh
240 pounds.
240 kilo and you're metabolically trashed and you're trying to impress me with the 1 rep. Well, I hope you can lift that, you big fat fuck. If we're talking about health, it's not just about strength and lung capacity, but there's body composition, right? There's the healthier skin. It's just so many different variables to it. So if you check all those boxes and you have like this very impressive, I will give you your props. You know what I mean? I'm going to do a 220 kilo deadlift. I can do that deadlift, but I'm not going to be able to move for the next 5 days. So for the next 5 days, I'm going to be compromised and really going to be limited to like walking in zone 2 while my back heals. Right?
Been there.
Okay. So if I just did, let's just say I used 1.5 times my body weight, 120 kilo, and I did 21 to 3, 21, 18, 15, 12, 9, 6, 3, 120 and burpees over the bar. I'm going to be sore tomorrow from that.
But you're going to be able to move.
But I'm going to be able to move.
Go hard tomorrow.
And if we look at the 1 rep at 220 and compare that against 84 reps at 120 kg, what is the weight difference?
What are we even talking about in terms of...
So you want to talk about being strong? That to me is strong.
Well, yeah. Right? So this is one of the lines that all always use is that the time frame is arbitrary. So at 21 to 3, let's just say that you have a 20-minute time cap on it. If you're saying I'm strong over 3 seconds, and Fisher's saying I'm strong over 20 minutes. Both of those times are arbitrary. We have to use a different metric for what we consider strong, which is like you're talking about the ability to lift weight at the time.
Another way we could frame it is like, all right, look, we got 20. We have a time cap. We're going to lift 20,000 total kg.
Who can do it fast?
We have 20 minutes. I don't care how you do it. Just go do it.
Do 100 reps or do 200
let's
at a lower.
Let's see what's what. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think you led to another one of the devil's advocate arguments that people will make. So people who are just getting into health span might say, you just said body composition is important. I want to build muscle. In order to build muscle, I need to lift heavy. But one of the things that you just talked about was not needing to take that rest day because you're not blowing your back out. You're not.
Yeah, but heavy is a relative word. What does that even mean? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what's heavy to Chloe isn't heavy to me.
you. Yeah.
So there's context and nuance to it. So this is why I like to use body weight. Because Chloe weighs 60 kg, right? I weigh 80 kg.
Right.
So I'm gonna work up to what my numbers are. Now for bench press, my goal is at volume to be able to bang out 20 plus reps on bench press at my body weight.
Yeah.
That to me is strong. And if you think I'm wrong, the Navy SEALs do the same thing. So that the Navy SEAls also use that.
There's a lot of this. There's this Pete Hegseth video, and we don't have to get into the politics of who Pete Hegseth is. But yeah, he was doing a high number of reps at his body weight, and people were like clowning on him because the last rep didn't look so good. It's like, dude, go do 40. Like he just banged out a bunch of reps at body weight. Like, come on.
Like that's the measure, because Navy SEAls understand. And they'll tell you themselves the reason why we don't do ego lifting is because we might get called on a mission tomorrow or tonight, and we got to be ready to rock
and be able to pick my bro up, pick myself up off the mountain.
What are we doing as civilians?
Yeah, that's better than
thinking like I want to be ready to rock the next day. I don't want to be compromised at all. So I don't know. It just seems very like common sense.
It seems very egotistical to sort of disagree with that.
Yeah,
that
it's like come on, man. Like
if they're doing it, if it's good enough for this, if the results are produced, right? Like what's the argument?
So, okay, for women, 75% of your body weight on bench. For men,
let's hit these ones. Body weight.
For men, body weight on bench. Deadlift, we want 1.25. So 1.25 body weight for women, we want 1.5 for men. 20 reps again is the goal. Back squat, we want 1.10 for women. 110%. 1.2 for men on back squat.
Right.
So those are kind of like the metrics. And the same shoulder press is body weight, right? So I want to be able to shoulder press my body weight. I want to be able to power clean my body weight. And then all your calisthenics, how many pull-ups can you do? How many push-ups can you do? It should be all based around your own body weight.
How much you weigh.
Right. So pound for pound, how strong are you? Exactly right.
So then that leads into the next one when you're talking about the ability to lift at volume, which is muscular endurance. Why is it important? How do we build it?
Just by doing. So you got to work your way up. So if I have somebody new in the gym, like the young buck, right? He can only use the bar. So there's nothing we can do about that. Like that's just his starting point. So we'll give him the same workout where we're doing like 12 cal row, 12 bench press. He can't do body weight. We're going to do what he can do. And then if he stays consistent, the next time he comes in, we can throw the 2.5s on.
Yeah.
And then once he can get 10 rounds in 20 minutes with that, okay, let's put the 5s on. So again, it's just this step-by-step progression until you can work your way up to body weight. Then when you're at body weight, you're there and you're like my PR on 12-12 at body weight, 12 cal row, 12 bench press at body weight is 14 rounds.
In 20 minutes.
Right. When I started getting there, it's like, yo, I gotta increase the weight. So then I went to 85, and then I went to 90, and then I went to 95, and then I went to 100. Do you know what I mean? So that's where I am along my journey. Everyone else is still trying to work their way up to that body weight goal.
And what does that do for your muscles, your ligaments, in terms of health span? Like, why
I think it protects everything. I think it protects everything. Like as you're building up to that body weight, you're not really compromising your tendons or your joints. So during that whole time you're working your way up to it, you're really just working the muscle.
You're able to protect yourself.
Yeah, you're able to protect yourself. You're working up just pure muscle work. Because even when I do a 3-rep max or I do go heavier, I don't feel it in my muscle. I feel it in my bones and I feel it in my tendons. Do you know what I mean? Which is why we don't do it that often, right? Like when we hit it. Okay, I got a new PR. Now I won't touch it again for another 6 months to a year.
Take some time away from it.
Just take some time away from it. And then the last thing about strength, this too, If we can get your strength up into the 90th percentile or higher, your all-cause mortality again drops by 400%. Let's do the math. If we have your VO2 above 90% worldwide for your age and gender, and we have your strength up in the 90th percentile or higher,
Pretty healthy.
we're talking about an 800x protection against all-cause mortality. And then this is why the HealthSpan project focuses in on VO2 and strength.
That's what I was talking about when I call them the foundation stones of what you need to build
that's
on.
it. So if we work those two things and we messed everything else up, we're still doing pretty well. We're doing pretty well.
And it's hard to build the other things without strength and without that.
Yeah, well, it's hard to stay consistent without the other things. Yeah. That's the thing. So it all comes together. Because if my diet's wrong, then I'm going to have more injuries. I'm going to be inflamed. I'm going to have sore joints, and then that's going to take me out. So.
Absolutely. And a big part of that as well then is the next principle, which is
mental tenacity.
So,
and I think this goes with volume training. It doesn't take a whole lot of grit to do a 5x5. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. I do that, and it's like
it's the day off. We have a thing on Barbell Club called Barbell Club on Sundays, and we do gymnastics beforehand. But then when I'm done with gymnastic class and I can go into Barbell Club,
it's a rest day.
Yeah, it's a rest day.
It's a rest day. So the volume work that we do, mixing it with burpees or running or rowing or box jumps, it just builds this mental toughness because it's hard.
It's painful.
It's hard, man. It is not easy. So you need to have this aggression in you. And if you don't have it, you need to manufacture it somehow. You need to use your imagination. Like I just called your mother a cunt. You know what I mean?
This is the thing when I was talking about ring the bell the other day, where like sometimes the only time I'm competitive with people is like, again, there might be somebody who's slower ahead of me on the run. I'm like, I have to catch them. I'm like talking to myself, like if you don't catch them, you're not as good as you think you are. Yeah. You know, it's like
but if you look at all the great athletes, right? Yeah. Tom Brady, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan being the most famous one, who would
he made up stuff.
Like all you had to do was say hi to him, and he took offense to it. Like, what'd you just say?
What'd you just say? You said hi? You think you can say hi to me? Yeah.
You said hi in that tone? I'm gonna murder you tonight, guys. So, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, you gotta
get after it.
You gotta kind of be bent, man. Like, you gotta be aggressive. Physical work is aggression. And the people who I watch in the gym who don't perform well,
it always starts with a lack of mental tenacity, right?
Bro, they're like Care Bears, man. Like there's no.
It's one of the things that will frustrate me if we're doing something like an EMOM every minute on the minute, and let's say I'm doing 10 reps and someone else is doing 6 reps, and they're sort of complaining through it. By the time they get to round 6 or whatever, they just sort of stop. And they'll look and they'll say, well, Craig, I'm trying really hard. And sometimes I can say, you are trying really hard, and I see that. But 90% of the time I say, you're not trying hard. Because look at how hard I'm trying and look at how hard you're trying.
But they don't, that's the thing. They don't see it that way. I think they're oblivious to how hard we're working.
Yeah.
I just think they think that
it's easy because we've been doing it.
Not that we like it. Yeah. We like
it. Oh, this is your thing.
Right. Yeah. That's whatever. Oh, but you like this. So it's like fuck yourself. Tell me what I like. You know what I mean?
Hard.
No.
It always sucks.
I don't like it actually.
It always sucks.
Oh man. So that's the excuse they tell themselves. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, Fisher and Craig really love this stuff. Mm-hmm. So yeah, of course it works for them, but this is just not for me.
Right. You can be doing 60% of the work that Fisher's doing and still be working hard if you're pushing to that.
Never say that shit. Definitely don't say it to me that this is not for me, because all we're asking you to do is function like a human being. We're not asking you to do a sport. All we're asking you to do is what a human should be able to do, is jump, lift something up, lift your body up over a bar, like that.
Lay down, stand up.
That's it. We're built for this. And all we're asking you to do is do these things at a high capacity.
Yeah.
You have to understand nobody wants to do this work, but what choice do we have? And if you think you're avoiding pain, you're not. All you're doing is delaying it. And as in I get to control the
when
pain I feel
pain,
every
what
day,
type of pain.
and also get rewarded for it, rather than delaying it and then having that pain be out of my control, to where now I'm in the hospital's hands and now they got to cut me open, right? Like that to me is so not worth it. I'd rather dive in the pain cave every day.
The burden becomes the reward. So the burden of choosing that pain becomes the reward that you get to make.
This is
choice.
life. We don't get to escape this life without pain.
Yeah.
So once you accept that and realize there is no escape, that is what life is.
Control over it.
Right. And as soon as you get over the fear of that pain, there's not, like, you can't be stopped.
Yeah, that's why that's very, very often, like, the first round of an AMRAP workout might be one of your slowest rounds, because you've got to break through that wall of like, okay, this is going to suck. And then once you get into the second round, you're like, okay, now I'm into it.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
And it, right, like every day when I get ready to push that start button, it's like, oh, shit. And I push it. But as soon as I push it and I'm in it,
you're able to block that out. And that's tenacity. That's what we define.
Everything goes away. And then all of a sudden it becomes about, okay,
your relationship with yourself.
Let's perform. Let's technique, breathing, and then you forget about everything else.
Yeah.